Once upon a time, we measured the distance in darkness. What is spoken will eventually come to light. Water captures your reflection. I capture human interactions. Create human-like conversational dialogue to help you write a blog, to cut down hours of prep that you log. I'm an engineer in marble. Who better to break down the Constitution? Who better to show and explain the revolution? Who better to uncover the truth? Montana, Uncle Rico, Gerry, Rod. We are a reflection of our country's scars. The Doneson Podcast. Show them who we are.
You know I love you so. We're back, we're here. Let the music take control. The season's here. In case you didn't know, we're glad you're here. I hope you like the show. For many years. Let's start the show.
So, I travel from time to time, right? Out of the country. I didn't know you could order caterpillar as a, how you pronounce it, delicacy?
Yeah.
All right, that's how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Whew.
You get that one right.
Damn.
Yeah, because we know you can't read.
I thought it was democracy.
Nah, I know you did. I thought you were going to say that for a minute now.
Yeah.
Great, really?
I'm sure you did.
Now, this was a country that will go unnamed, all right? I waited and waited, and it took forever to get my food.
Really?
Now, once the plate came to the table, it was empty, right? It was nothing on the plate. And I said, sir, where is my food? I paid $40 for it. They said, sir, the kitchen was backed up, and we were way behind, but your meal flew away.
The meal flew away.
Okay.
All right. So, Montana,
Yeah.
let's get it.
All right. So today's letter is titled Will I? And the writer is from Florence, Alabama. And they gave us, this is something different. They
Say the
said,
title is what?
Will I?
I know you will.
And look, this is different. So they put their height, they're 5'2", and their weight is 118 pounds.
This is a female?
And hang on, we'll see.
Okay.
And attractiveness, they said 8.6.
Damn.
And you can go to attractivetest.com/upload your picture, and it'll tell you how attractive you are. So just so
Okay.
you all know that.
I'm not going in here.
Yeah, I don't think you should. I can tell you how attractive you are. So the person is anonymous, and it says, Uncle Rico, I know you don't like people to write in anonymously, but I have to. I live in a small town. And so the letter reads, I have a small question needing a big answer.
I got your big answer.
The question is, you know what? Y'all,
Okay.
y'all best
All right,
behavior.
okay. I digress.
Listen up. The question is, will I ever get married? I'm beautiful.
Now,
and
if you see me, you won't.
You know what?
Okay, I digress. I'm sorry. I digress. Okay,
I'm
go
about
ahead.
to knock Mario coins from both of y'all. It said, I'm beautiful and I'm attractive, and I always get hit on by guys. I only give a few chances. You have to be selected nowadays. Matter of fact, you need to be more selective. I hear you shouldn't be picky, but it does make a difference when you walk into an event and your mate that I'm with is unattractive or too short in some cases, too talkative. It seems like more and more I'm attracted to the married guys. Not that I was doing anything with them, allegedly. Mm-hmm. It's just that they are already settled, comfortable, laid back, and secure. So the guys I meet are nervous and uptight, trying too much to impress me. I'm beautiful, but I'm not all that. Will
Okay.
I ever get married? Signed, I'm really not that picky.
Damn.
Damn, it sure sound like it.
Damn. What you think?
Sound like you a little picky to me. Good grief. Sound like she let that picky. But I tell you what. Come see I'll solve all your problems.
In your fantasy.
Anyway, no, but go ahead. I digress.
What you think about from just what you hear?
But that young lady there?
Yeah.
Well, she says
She said she's beautiful. She said, last I'm beautiful, but I'm not all that.
yeah, I'm trying.
Are you beautiful or are you
you're
all
not.
that? Are you
I mean,
not?
because if you're beautiful, you ain't gonna say I ain't all that.
Yeah.
You're gonna stick with that beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, come see y'all.
To make it plain,
I'll find out for sure what you are and what you're working with.
to make it plain, come see me.
Montana, have you ever heard of
What?
Montana? Look, can you put some sense to this lady?
I can. So I'll say a few things. One, she's a liar. Because no one that says that they're beautiful then says, I'm not all that. And then you rated yourself for 8.6, which is nothing wrong with that if you truly believe it. So I think that she's kind of like boosting herself up to be more than what she is. And then for her to question, will I ever get married? Typically, if you are a beautiful woman, you do have choices. And there are a plethora of men out there to choose from. So for you to kind of single out, like, it seems like I'm more attracted to the married guys. You didn't say the married guys are more attracted to you. So why are you attracted to the men that are off limits? Is it that the men that are not off limits don't want you as much as you might want them? So I think she tried to paint a picture, but she didn't do it very well. And I think ultimately for her, the question was, will I ever get married? We don't fucking know. So, I mean, will you ever get married? That's going to come down to, are you able to be honest with yourself and really tell us that you were 5 and not an 8.6? And tell us that you really weigh 168 instead of 118?
Yeah.
And that you're really 4'11 and not 5'2?
And that you are I ain't gonna say it.
Right, so you got to be honest. So, I don't know what the hell Uncle's about to say, but
I ain't gonna say it.
I'm just going to say she has to be more honest about
Because I
things.
want to see ya.
And I think, yeah, we're going to start requiring them to send pictures in here. But I think ultimately she just has to be honest about things. And, you know, you getting married is going to be determined by, you know, the Lord going to order your steps if that's what's supposed to be happening for you. We can't, you know, we not mind readers. We don't really know.
Yeah, no, but in being serious, I think she wants to be married.
She definitely does. Anybody saying, will I be married?
She wants to be married. She wants to be married.
Yeah.
But I think she's trying too hard.
Or she ugly.
And looking in all the wrong places.
Let's be clear.
One of the two.
She probably questioning because she ugly.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
Not ugly, but
Oogly. But
bologna. Well, Uncle said bologna sandwich.
Bologna
I had
hoes.
plenty of them back in the day.
Bologna hoes.
People are afraid. I don't know why. Ryan, you do an episode on that. People are afraid to call other people ugly. And I've never seen this woman, so I shouldn't be in trouble for saying it because I don't know what she look like. But it's a big chance that she ugly. And she gotta own that. You gotta find somebody ugly, sis.
To match you.
You'll get married
Then
then.
you'll be a beautiful couple.
They say beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
That's
You
what they
beautiful
say,
to
you know, there
somebody.
used to be a song like that. You know what I'm
Probably,
saying?
you know, you beautiful,
Yeah.
probably just to your mammy, but we can move on.
Yeah, she'll be all right,
Yeah.
man. In time. All right, go ahead.
Now,
I digress.
you think it's easy, you see? Being a gangster. You think it's all about the money and the power. Well, let me tell you something, kid. It's not easy. It's hard work. It's dangerous. It's not for everyone. You see, back in the day when they made Prohibition, they thought they could stop us. They thought they could take away our booze and make us straight.
Oh, no.
But they were wrong.
You better know it.
We're not going away, going anywhere. We're here to stay. Because we're the ones who make the booze. We're the ones who get to you. We're the ones who keep the wheels of this city turning. And we're not going to let anyone take away from us. So if you're thinking about getting into this business, you better think again. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you're up for the challenge, then we welcome you to the family. We're the gangster of Prohibition, and we're here to stay. On that note, it's time for rapid fire!
Feel like a teen wolf.
Wolfman Jacket.
Wolfman Jacket.
What was the governing body of the mafia that was responsible for resolving the disputes between different families?
I think it's a TV show like that. Commission.
That's right, Uncle Rico!
Yeah.
A black gangster who rose to power during Prohibition. What was his name?
I know who that is. I watch him all the time. Bubba John.
That's right, Uncle Rico!
Godfather Harlem.
Yeah. Excellent. What gangster bootlegging operation was eliminated to generate $50 million per year?
Al Capone.
That's right, Montana! Who rose through the ranks of the 5 Point Gang?
Lucky Luciano.
That's right, Montana! You're so smart.
Hey, man.
What?
How you leave out Joe?
Joe Lewis?
Joe Kennedy.
Oh,
Yeah, they was running that thing back in the day.
he was
now.
in a suit and tie.
I don't care. They were running that thing back in the day.
We're gonna get to Joe in a few more episodes.
Okay, like he know him personally.
I do. No,
Hey,
yeah, okay.
y'all gonna love this.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, now, Prohibition led to the rise of the mafia, y'all. The mafia, in case you didn't know, is a criminal organization that originated in Italy. All right? Now, during Prohibition, the mafia expanded its operations to the United States, taking advantage of the illegal liquor trade. The mafia became one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the United States during Prohibition. So we set that tone, right? Now, the demand for alcohol was so high that gangsters could change exorbitant prices for it, right? Now, when the 18th Amendment was ratified in 1919, making the production, transportation, and sale of alcohol illegal, it created a huge black market for liquor. People still wanted to drink, but they could no longer do it legally. They created a golden opportunity for organized crimes who quickly moved in to fill the void.
The violence of Prohibition was a dark chapter in American history. It showed the dangers of Prohibition and the power of organized crime. The repeal of Prohibition was a victory for law and order, but the violence of that era left a lasting legacy.
That's right, Gerry. Now let's look at some of the gangsters. Al Capone. All right, y'all heard of Al Capone?
Yeah.
All right, now he rose to power during the Prohibition era, which lasted from 1920 to 1933. Prohibition made the illegal production, transportation, and sale of alcohol as highly profitable business. And Capone was well positioned to take advantage of the opportunity. Now, Capone was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1899 to Italian immigrants who began his criminal career as a teenager. That's what he did, right? Working as a pimp and pickpocketer. In 1919, he moved to Chicago to work for Johnny Cheerio, a powerful mobster. Was one of the first gangsters to see a potential of Prohibition, and he quickly built a large and profitable bootlegging operation. Capone quickly rose through the ranks of the organization, and by 1925, he was in charge of the Chicago outfit's bootlegging operation. Under Capone's leadership, the outfit became one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the United States that controlled the illegal liquor trade in Chicago, and they also engaged in other racketeering such as gambling, prostitution, and extortion. Capone was a ruthless and violent man, and he was not afraid to use force to protect his interests. He was also a shrewd businessman, and he was able to use his political connections to keep the authorities off his back. As a result, Capone was able to amass a vast fortune during the Prohibition era. How many of y'all heard of Al Capone, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, Al Capone empire was incredibly profitable. It is estimated that he had made $100 million per year during his peak, which is equivalent to over how much in today's dollars, would y'all say?
About $3 billion or more.
A lot.
$1 billion a year. Capone was able to make so much money because he had a monopoly on the alcohol trade in Chicago. He controlled all of the major suppliers and distributors, and he forced speakeasies to buy their alcohol from him. I'm sorry, I got this damn...
You got what in your mouth? Well, I was trying to figure out what you get the hell in your mouth.
Alcohol.
It's some prohibited shit in your mouth.
That Prohibition is a mother.
I think you seen one of them. What them girls you call?
The flappers.
Maybe one of the flappers.
Yeah.
All right, where was I?
No.
Capone was a ruthless and violent man, and he was not afraid to use force to protect his interests, right? Now, Al Capone's empire was incredibly profitable. You know, he made $1 billion back in the day, right? Now, Capone was able to make so much money because he had a monopoly on the alcohol trade in Chicago. He controlled all the major suppliers and distributors, and he forced speakeasies to buy their alcohol from him. He also used violence and intimidation to keep the competitors out of his business. Here's some of the specific details about how profitable Al Capone empire was. Check this out, y'all. I couldn't believe this crap.
Okay.
His bootlegging operation was estimated to generate $50 million per year. This is way back then, right? $50 billion a year.
That's a lot.
His gambling operation was estimated to generate $25 million a year. His prostitution organization was established to generate $10 million a year. He also made money from extortion, racketeering, and protective money, right? Capone empire was so profitable that he was able to live in a lavish lifestyle. He owned a fleet of expensive cars and a mansion. Now, y'all can look this up, right, on your computer. Al Capone's mansion was located in Palm Island, Florida. It was a 6,000 square foot, 4-bedroom home with a swinging pool, cabana, and coral rock ghetto. That's what I call it, ghetto. Capone bought the mansion in 1928 after he was released from prison. He lived there until he died in 1947. Well, you guys
Article
like that?
says it was just demolished. Article that was written. It
What?
said despite 26,000 signatures, it was just demolished.
Unreal. Do you get a chance to look at that mansion? That mansion look good, don't it?
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's gone though.
Oh my goodness.
History. From the drug law.
Now he was also on a casino, donated money to charities, and he is seen as the Robin Hood figure of his time, right? Now, but a house like that, I know you just got finished looking at it. If you had to do it all over again, would you have become a gangster for the perks with a whole lot of...
Yeah, just give me the money. Just give me the money.
Honey.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of everything with the money. If I got the money, I can sure get the honey.
Sure get the honey.
I can sure get the honey if I got the money. So, yeah, just give me the money.
Now, however, Capone's reign of terror came to an end in 1931 when he was convicted of tax evasion and sentenced to 11 years in prison.
Yeah.
He was released from prison in 1939, but his health had been severely damaged by syphilis.
Yep, he died of venereal disease.
Yeah, he died in 1947.
Al Capone was a bad man. But is it just me? I can't get over the syphilis part. Am I the only one in the room thinking like this?
No, but you've got flack. Remember now, Gerry, he had a prostitution business too. So you know he was dipping and dabbing.
Dip to to the left,
To the right.
to the right.
Stroke it to the middle.
Crisscross.
Hey, he died though. He died.
Yeah.
Lucky Luciana. You heard of him? Rose to power through her contribution of intelligence, ruthlessness, and political savvy. He was born Lucky Lucy in Sicily in 1897, and he immigrated to the United States with his family when he was 10 years old. Now, he quickly became involved in the criminal underground, and he rose through the ranks of the 5 Point Gang.
Am I missing something here? What's up with all these young Italians becoming gangsters at like 10? I wouldn't trust a 10-year-old with a lemonade stand.
I wouldn't either, Gerry. Damn. In the early 1920s, Lucky Luciana began working for Joe the Boss, a powerful mobster who controlled much of the illegal gambling and racketeering in New York City. Luciana was a quick learner, and he soon became the top lieutenant. Luciana was a shrewd businessman, and he quickly reorganized the mafia into a more efficient and profitable organization. He also established the Commission. Have you ever heard of that? Commission. A governing body of the mafia that was responsible for resolving disputes between different families. The Commission is the governing body of the Italian-American Mafia in the United States. It was formed in 1931 by Lucky. Following the war between mafias, commissions, and made up the leaders of the 5 families of New York City. Now, the 5 families in New York City were under the commissions of the Gambino family, the Genovese family, the Lucci's family, the Colombo family, and the Bonavino family. All right, y'all heard of that, right?
Loud and clear.
The
Still
commission's
today.
primary function is to resolve disputes between different mafia families, right? Now, just to go down memory lane, some of the notable criminals and mafia during that time is John Dillinger. You heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
He was a notorious American bank robber and gangster. Bonnie and Clyde. You know, there were a couple outlaws who robbed banks and stores in the Midwest. Meyer Lansky, Jewish American gangster who was closely associated with Luciano. Black gangsters, right? Bumpy Johnson. Johnson was a Harlem gangster who rose to power during Prohibition. He was known for his flamboyant style and his ruthlessness. Johnson controlled the gambling racket Harlem, which included numbers running, bookmaking, and dicing.
Don't forget heroin.
And heroin. That's right, Uncle Rico. Now, Montana, you was raised by your grandmama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were you raised in Mississippi or in Chicago?
Primarily in Mississippi.
Okay. I don't want to say your grandmama, but you know anybody in your family ever played the numbers?
My grandmother.
Who did?
All right then.
We all did.
All right then.
Grew up.
We used to go to Florida because, they didn't have casinos at the time, and, you couldn't gamble in Mississippi. So we used to drive to Florida so she could play them.
Wow. So you named 8 people last episode or the episode before that went to college.
Uh-huh.
Do you think any of that gambling had to do with gambling from your grandma?
Hell no, none of us don't gamble. We don't want to spend no money. We don't want to risk spend that. We go to the casino, it's a hot 20. That's all we got.
Okay.
And I'm out. Yeah.
All right. Now, violence of Prohibition was not limited to gangsters themselves. Innocent people were often caught in the crossfire. In 1931, for example, a speakeasy in New York City was raided by police. This shootout that followed left 10 people dead, including 2 police officers. Wow. Now, This is important what I'm about to say right here, and I'm going to bring it back to you, Montana. Okay?
Let's do it.
According to the Chicago Crime Commission, the average homicide rate in Chicago during 1929 was about 12 murders per 100,000 people, right? There are a number of factors that contribute to the high crime rate in Chicago during the 1929. One factor was the rise of organized crime during Prohibition, of course, right? The illegal alcohol trade was highly profitable, and it attracted organized crime, right?
Right.
Gangsters fought each other for control of the market, and they often used violence to settle disputes. That sounds familiar?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, another factor that contributed to the high crime rate in Chicago during 1929 was the political corruption in the city. The police department was often corrupt, and they were not always willing to enforce the law against gangsters.
They was on the payroll.
This created a climate of lawlessness that made it easier for criminals to operate. Now, Montana, and Unc, you want to chime on this if you want, but Montana, this is directed towards you. What are your thoughts on Chicago then and now? What's the difference, you think?
It's worse. It's more people, it's more crime, and I think the difference, the reason it's more now, and I think this is not just specific to Chicago, but it's global, that people don't have a lot of value on life. People just go through life, and if something happens that they don't like in regards to a person, back in the day, people used to have good old fist fights, what Pop say, you win some, you lose some, you live to see another day.
Right, but you better fight.
Yeah, you better fight. Now people just pull out a gun, especially if they get embarrassed and in the world of social media and stuff like that. Back then we had the memory of the fight. It wasn't nobody recording it. Now you get in a fight, everybody is going to see it. Especially if you lost, now you embarrassed, now you want to go get a gun. So I think it just goes back to that, and people just don't have any value on life. They don't care. So it's more people, more violence, it's more things, so it's more crime because people want to get things. And it's just a perpetual cycle that, has continued, unfortunately. But I'm not going to, we talk about Chicago, but it's worldwide.
It sure is. You better know it.
What you think?
I'm agree with her. I'm total agreement with her. It's worldwide, man. It's you can't single it to no specific area in this world. Violence is violence, and people are going crazy, and they doing crazy stuff like never been seen before, man. It's whack sometimes. And then here's the thing about it. They glorify it on YouTube and Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Everything
That's
they
crazy.
do. They tell on themselves. Police ain't got to find them. Just go to Instagram.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube. Or go to Facebook. And you'll find them just like that. Because they want to show everybody. There's no...
Anytime you see somebody say something about violence, say, what a video. I bet somebody got one.
I bet you better know.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's
You
crazy.
right, Montana. All right, did y'all know this last point here, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre? You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a major event in
Chicago.
Prohibition history. You're right, Uncle Rico. It was done February 14, 1929. 7 members of the Bugs Warren gang were lined up against a wall and shot to death by members of Al Capone's gang by a Tommy gun. Right? The massacre was a major turning point in the Prohibition era, and it helped to bring the end to Al Capone's reign, which is sad there. When it comes to violence, you guys have pretty much said it, right?
Violence beget violence.
Right. You pretty much said it.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Y'all have any closing arguments there?
Shit, stop the violence.
Not in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Right.
That way this world going.
Well, I choose violence, so y'all can send me a cash app. I'll make sure Rod puts it in the liner notes.
Yeah. I'm gonna have Montana's cash app up in there.
It's a crazy world, man.
But I want to say this, y'all. Every one of you listening to my voice, tell the world. Tell this to everybody. Wherever they are, watch us and listen to us everywhere. Keep listening. Keep watching the skies, man.
You know what?
We're on smart TV. Your phone is a destination, baby. Your phone, the Doneson Podcast, has arrived.
That's a ride.
Anticipation is that time of the year. The Doneson Podcast is here. This groove moves your soul. Let's start the show.